Hey guys, this is Mr. H. I'm going to do the problem from page 15 from the quadratic formula packet. And I want you guys to understand, you have to understand where you are when you're taking the exam. And what I mean by that is, what section are you in? Are you in the multiple choice section? Are you in the show your work section? It makes a big difference. So, all right, on my screen, I have, this is a multiple choice question. It says the solution to the quadratic x plus 4 squared minus 2 equals 7. And so they give us 4 answer choices. Now, this is not ready to, this quadratic is not ready to use the quadratic formula. There's a couple things that you got to do. You got to get rid of the 7 and you got to move it to the other side. And you also have to get rid of this x plus 4 squared. Now, the way that you would do that, let me go back, is remember early in the year when we were doing multiplying polynomials or binomials? So that's what we'd have to do. We have to basically take this term and multiply it out. So this would be, remember how I taught you, always start, you multiply the coefficients. So this would be 1, this would be 4, this would be 4, and this would be 16. Right, and then you add the exponent. So this will be x squared, this will be x to the first, this will be x to the first, right? And so then you combine all the like terms. So if we did this, would be 1x squared plus 8x plus 16. And then what we would do is we would say that minus 2 is equal to 7. So then in order to use the quadratic formula, we have to move the 7 to the right hand or to the left hand side, and we would have 1x squared plus 8x plus 16, and I'm going to subtract minus 7, so this is going to be minus 9 equals 0, and then 16 minus 9 is just 7. So here is our final quadratic equation. And now we can use the quadratic formula. 1x squared plus 8x plus 7, and then the a value is 1, the b value is 8, the c value is 7, and you know that what you would do after that. Now, I would not do this. That's too much to do in the in this particular section. What I would do instead is I would just notice, hey, why don't we just graph this? Why don't we just graph this? The way that I showed you guys is this part is going to go into F1. The right-hand side is going to go into F2. And then we're going to find the intersection. So let me show you how I would do this particular question in the multiple choice section. That's why I'm doing this. So I'm going to get my calculator. I'm going to go to the graphing screen. I'm going to press the tab, enter my function. I'm going to enter everything on the left-hand side. So parentheses, x plus 4, close the parentheses, square it, and then minus 2. That's the left-hand side, press enter. So there is my quadratic. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to enter the right-hand side, which is 7. And so there we have it. Now you don't see the 7, so I am going to pull the window down so that you can see it. So those are the 2 functions that we have. Now, just like we always do, we want to find where they intersect. So one of the intersections is right here, and one of the intersections is right here. I'm going to use menu 64. I'm going to start over here on the left one. Okay, so that's one of the answers. The x value is a -7. And now I'm going to do menu 64 one more time for the second intersection, which is over here. And the x coordinate is a -1. So the solutions for this one is a -7 and a -1. So if I go to my iPad, you can see that this right here is the answer. Now, we could have used the quadratic formula and it would give us the same thing, but to me, having to do all of this multiplying the polynomials, combining like terms just to get it into the quadratic formula form, that's too much. That's too much when we can just graph it and find the intersections that way. By the way, you don't get any more credit for doing all of this. So it's more work than you need to do. So my recommendation, if you're in the multiple choice section and you have a quadratic equation that you want to solve, I would say graph it. All right, so that's it for this. I'm going to stop and then I'm going to post it.